Yeah. Shout out to Shirley with the strawberry letter. Raglan Hub and Nesto. What?
Hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification button so you don't miss any of my videos. This is a celebrity crime and hot topics channel. Thanks for watching. All right, y'all. So I know Sonya and Villanor had a great debate, and I've been, giving my thoughts and opinions and doing some fact checking and, just having some laughs along the way as it pertains to this great debate they had last Tuesday. And one question popped up, or one topic popped up, was Pine Grove Road. And, even though, a lot of us have listened to the calls and watched the lives and watched the reactions and whatnot several times, this has been going on for a while. So sometimes we got to refresh our memory. So I asked, I'm not going to tell y'all who I asked, who or what I asked, but I just thought we kind of maybe not necessarily state the obvious, but refresh our memories and maybe teach someone something who didn't know this this part of the Pine Grove Road mysteries. Dun, dun, dun. Sonya was saying that Roswell Police Department had no business taking on Nesto's case or cases, taking on his alleged crimes, handling his business, because all of this was A, civil, B, not in Roswell, and C, Nesto ain't did nothing. Nesto innocent. So here's someone or some things interpretation of how non-payment of rent led to a RICO. How did we get here? So anyway, the address on Pine Grove Road is highly significant because it is the exact location that originally took down Ernest Nesto Williams and his co-defendant, Erica King. Roswell detectives initially began investigating the pair following a specific rental fraud report at a property on the 900 block of Pine Grove Road, where they were accused of utilizing forged leases and fake documents. Once detectives began digging into the financial records and paperwork associated with the Pine Grove Road property, it unraveled the wider $1 million fraudulent business coaching and shell company scheme that eventually led to their broader RICO indictments. I hope Sonya's listening to this. I really hope she's listening to this, because she really does not understand how did we go from non-payment of rent for a property that wasn't even Nesto's. He wasn't even living in, because he was a homosexual at the time. He was a homosexual. And it was all Erica. It was that girl with a laundry list of crimes and arrests. All right, so the Roswell Police Department and that good old little white lady, Natalie Fields, was able to unravel and take on the bulk of Ernest Nesto Williams' case, primarily due to the legal concept called, this is Sonya's favorite word, y'all. Y'all ready? Can y'all guess what Sonya's favorite word is when it comes to defending her man against Roswell Police Department? Let me say it again. The Roswell Police Department was able to unravel and take on the bulk of Ernest Nesto Williams' case, primarily due to a legal concept called jurisdiction.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 1
and the unique way his criminal activities intersected. Say it with me, Sonya. Intersected. Several key factors allowed a local municipality like Roswell to lead a multi-million-dollar, multi-victim investigation and make the arrest. Number one, the hook of local jurisdiction. Criminal jurisdiction is dictated by where a crime or a piece of a crime physically occurs. In June 2022, the Roswell Police Department received a local complaint regarding a rental fraud report on the 900 block of Pine Grove Road, which sits squarely within Roswell city limits. Hold on, y'all. That's my daughter. Yes, ma'ams. You come to show me your turkey tongue. Got a piece of turkey hanging out of your mouth from your what you call it? Lunchable. Why do you have a turkey tongue? You're supposed to eat your turkey, not hang it out of your mouth. All right, so the 900 block of Pine Grove Road sits squarely within Roswell city limits. Because the physical act of using forged leases and fake documentation happened within their boundaries. Okay. Physical act of using forged leases and fake documentation happened within their boundaries. Roswell detectives had the immediate, indisputable legal authority to investigate the complaint, secure search warrants, and subpoena records related to that specific property. Okay, so let me read that part again. Because the physical act of using forged leases and fake documentation happened within their boundaries, Roswell detectives had the immediate, indisputable legal authority to investigate the complaint, secure search warrants, and subpoena records related to that specific property. Following the paper trail, the snowball effect. You hear that, Sonya? The snowball effect. Once Roswell detectives obtained legal access to the financial transactions and digital footprints tied to the Pine Grove Road property, it opened a massive Pandora's box. In financial crimes, evidence from one bank account often leads to another. As Roswell's financial crimes investigators dug into the shell companies and bank accounts Nesto and his co-defendant Erica King were using for the rental fraud, they uncovered a much larger, interconnected web of transactions. 3. The nature of Georgia's RICO statute. Under Georgia law, if a series of crimes are committed by the same individuals as part of an ongoing racketeering enterprise, a pattern of illegal activity to make money, they can be tied together under a single RICO racketeer influence and corrupt organizations indictment. Even though Nesto's victims were scattered and many did not live in Roswell, this is important, Sonya. The Roswell Police Department discovered that shell companies, fake business coaching setups, and fraudulent schemes were all functioning as a single criminal enterprise rooted heavily in the financial infrastructure they uncovered during the Pine Grove Road investigation. This allowed Roswell to build a comprehensive case representing over a dozen victims and more than $1 million in total losses, rather than treating them as isolated incidents in different cities. So under the RICO Act. Yeah. The RICO Act, Sonya. Yeah. Number 4, collaboration and the actual arrest. While Roswell PD did the heavy lifting on the foundational investigation and paper trail, a case of this magnitude involves multi-agency coordination. You got to coordinate. Once Roswell detectives compiled enough evidence to establish probable cause for multiple counts of fraud, forgery, and theft, they secured the official arrest warrants. They were then able to execute those warrants, take Nesto into custody, and book him into the Fulton County Jail, where the broader judicial district handles the overarching prosecution. Got that, Sonya? They were able to execute the warrants, take Nesto into custody, and book him into the Fulton County Jail, where the broader judicial district handles the overarching prosecution. So they did the legwork and they let the broader Judicial District handle the overarching prosecution. Essentially, Nesto made the critical error of committing a localized crime within Roswell's jurisdiction, giving their detectives the exact legal hook they needed to pull the string and unravel his entire operation. Think of it as a game of dominoes. Nesto set up a massive row of dominoes all over Georgia, but he tipped the first one over right on a Roswell detective's desk. So the boundaries of police power. Normally, police departments have strict geographical boundaries. If a crime happens in Atlanta, a Roswell police officer cannot just drive down and investigate it. They don't have the authority. Because Nesto's victims were scattered all over the place, and many of his fraudulent business coaching schemes happened online or in different counties, it was hard for any one local police department to see the big picture. To each individual department, it just looked like an isolated minor fraud case. The Pine Grove Road mistake. The hook. Everything changed when Nesto targeted the property on Pine Grove Road. Because that house was physically located inside the city limits of Roswell, the Roswell Police Department suddenly had full legal authority, jurisdiction to investigate. The Roswell detectives weren't just looking at a vague internet scam anymore. They were looking at a real physical house in their own backyard where forged leases and fake documents were being used. This gave them the legal right to go to a judge and get search warrants, subpoena bank accounts tied to that specific rental transaction, demand digital records from phone companies and internet providers linked to that property. This is where the hook comes in. When Roswell detectives used their legal authority to peek into the bank accounts and shell companies Nesto used for the Pine Grove Roadhouse, they didn't just find information about that one house. They found everything. They saw money flowing into those same accounts from dozens of other people. They saw the same fake business names being used to scam people who had never even heard of Roswell. Did y'all hear that, boy? Let me go back. They saw money flowing into those same accounts from dozens of other people. So that's where the money was. Not in Shirley's account. Not in these little accounts that Nesto don't use no more. They found them in some other accounts. And I'm pretty sure they looked at where who was putting, where the money was coming from, and if those are people who said they were investing in Nesto's elite security, or whatever Nesto was trying to sell to them or whatever. I'm quite sure that those people on the victims list were the people, the victim and witness list are the people who was putting money into those accounts, paying Nesto from their account, and the money going into the accounts that they discovered. Yeah, so it's stuff we don't even know yet, All right, so Georgia RICO. In many states, Roswell would have had to stop and say, okay, we can only charge him for the Pine Grove Road incident. We have to hand the rest over to other cities. But Georgia has incredibly powerful RICO laws. Under Georgia RICO, if a detective can prove that a group of people are running an ongoing criminal enterprise, all of the crimes can be bundled together into one massive case as long as a piece of that enterprise happened in their jurisdiction. Because the Pine Grove Road fraud was part of Nesto's overall enterprise, Roswell PD was legally allowed to pull all his other scams from other cities and counties into their investigation. See how that works? They became the lead agency for the entire multi-million-dollar case, ultimately resulting in his arrest. Is that how Officer Fields got her promotion? Is that how she made detective off of me? So Officer Fields' LinkedIn does show she was a patrol officer from June 2021 to January of 2023. 5 months after Nesto got arrested, she was promoted to Special Investigations Detective, and then went on in 2024 to become a SWAT negotiator. I do believe the same year she arrested Nesto, she had uncovered a lot of traffickers, like at massage parlors. Her specialty was human trafficking, so you probably can give Nesto a little credit, but not totally. And so I don't think I have this document. Y'all know Real Talk Bougie was pulling up all the documents. So, I don't know if Sonya read this or not, but, here's detailing, and I don't know exactly what document this is, but I guess this is maybe the arrest warrant or something, or how we got to arrest Ernesto. Again, this is refreshing some of y'all's memories, and this is giving new information to whoever's, new or hadn't been here the whole time. So on June 9, 2022, Officer D. Romano spoke with Mark Kroll regarding suspicious activity at 980 Pine Grove Road, PGR, Roswell, Georgia, 30075. Mr. Kroll advised that his renter or renters at 980 Pine Grove Road have never paid rent, and he and his wife, Elena Kroll, are suspicious that their residence was fraudulently leased, and they are not sure who is occupying their residence. Reference is made to event number 2206-03336. Romano, or Romuno, however that's pronounced, contacted Officer N. Fields to have her drive by the residence and check for vehicles. Fields subsequently drove by and identified the following vehicle license plate. So it was a it was a temporary tag. Two temporary tags was found registered to a 2012 Pierce TG 33803 red, registered to Nesto's Elite Private Security at Something Bluffs Parkway, Canton, Georgia 30114, issued on May 10th, 2022. And then Mark and Elena Kroll met with Fields outside the residence at the Kroll's request to stand by so that they could document the vehicles parked in the driveway. Dang. And oh my God, this is hilarious. Okay, so this started from June 9th. It took them a month and a half to get Nesto. Only a month and a half. Oh, Lord. Okay. Officer Fields remained at the end of the driveway with Mark while Elena took pictures of the vehicles and the Georgia license plates displayed. In addition to temp GA or whatever the temp tag was, Elena provided Fields with the following Georgia licenses plates is how it's spelled. Some number displayed on a black Bentley issued on 4/1/22 to a 2014 Bentley Mulsanne black, registered to Ernest L. Williams. Got his address. Vehicle has been parked at 980 and 990 PGR. All right, another tag number displayed on a black Harley Davidson motorcycle issued on 2/25/21 to a 2020 Harley Davidson FLTRXS black, and they have the VIN number, registered to Regina Delaney. So he had Regina's motorcycle. They have her address. All right, so then they just started peeling back the layers after that, y'all. The address that Nesto's Elite Security was registered to, it was associated with Cherokee County Administrative Offices. The detective contacted them and learned that the building located there, 1130 Bluffs Parkway, was owned by Cherokee County, Georgia government, and only Cherokee Administrative Services are located therein. So they just started peeling back layers. Okay, so If this vehicle is registered to Nesto's Elite Private Security and the address is incorrect, why is he using, the wrong address? This man must not want to be found, or he does not want to be easily located. So it must be something funny, something suspicious going on here. So they just started peeling him back and peeling him back and peeling him back and peeling him back. So that's how that happened, Sonya. Now, whether Erica put PGR in Nesto's name without his knowledge or with his knowledge, I mean, he was dealing with Erica. He had known Erica for how long? And you have her pretending to be a lawyer to evade or avoid paying rent. I mean, he just had in his brain that he was going to not pay rent. Whether he was taking Shirley's money and doing something else with it, or he just didn't feel as though they had to pay rent. I don't know. I hope we have a trial so we can find out, because I would love to hear the prosecution's narrative. I want to hear it. But, I guess I just get a little gullible sometimes when Nesto's talking to Sonya, or when Sonya's trying to convince us that he's innocent. I'm thinking, well, maybe Nesto didn't know that Erica had put that property in him and Shirley and Sheridan's name. But if she did that without his knowledge, she really had the gall and the balls to let him park his vehicles at her quote unquote, her property that's in his family's name. That would really be gutsy. So just to stop my brain from hurting, I just want to believe and want to go with Nesto knew. And yes, it was a part of this big scheme, all a part of the big scheme. Now, why Nesto was only parking his vehicles there and not actually going in the home and living in the home, I don't know. But hey, drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all think. There's more than one, possibility. There's more than one way Erica and Ernest was trying to do this, was trying to pull this scheme. And then what really gets me is Nesto kept saying, well, we, him and Shirley, we don't have $1 million. Like, really? Y'all think, or the courts think y'all got $1 million in y'all bank account? No, you stole it in property. Nesto stole $1 million. No, not $1 million, because he got $250 from Gail alone. But let's just say $500,000 in property, other people's property. So no, you don't have $1 million in your bank account, and no, you don't have nothing to show for it. Nothing. I mean, nothing. Ain't that sad, y'all? Ain't that sad? So maybe we're thinking Nesto blew all that money. Maybe Erica was getting a cut. Maybe him and Erica was splitting, whoever they were getting to invest in Nesto's Elite Security. That's crazy to me. Why would anybody give Nesto money to invest in a security business that clearly isn't booming, clearly isn't on and popping, and clearly only thing Nesto has to show these ladies is vehicles? What other proof do they have that Nesto got it going on like that? Or is it just the mere mention of Steve Harvey's name and the dildos? Okay, I got it now, y'all. I got it. I forgot about the dildos and the massages. I love a good massage. Now, there were a few questions and comments about what was found on Nesto in the truck. And some of you were saying that they found the PGR lease on Nesto. So I just read through a little bit of this document to see if we can find that info. State's response to defendant's supplemental brief to suppress vehicle search and all derivative evidence. All right, item seized directly from Ford F-350. The state concedes that certain items of physical evidence found inside the Ford F-350 listed in the defendant's brief would be subject to suppression if the court determines that the F-350 was illegally seized. Those items are the following, none of which is essential to proving any element of offense charged in this case. 1. Wells Fargo letter dated April 15, 2022, related to 2155 Bent Creek Manor residence. 2. Affidavit of garnishment related to 2155 Bent Creek Manor residence. 3. Paper with Miss Scretchen's credit card number. 4. Hotel room invoices with the exception of a Hilton Hotels and Resorts hotel folio number 71114A discussed below. 5. Silver and black G-Tac computer. 6. Black iPhone found in black bag. 7. Gold iPhone found in truck. 8. SanDisk 32 gigabyte USB drive. 9. Vehicle keys with the exception of any keys found on the defendant's person discussed below. 10 storage unit keys. 10 storage unit keys. 11. 2 black dildos. 12. Black mask with zips. And 13. Liquid Viagra. The remaining items are not subject to suppression. The invoice from the sale of the Mercedes-Benz G550 vehicle was provided to the state by Ms. Bickham, independent of the search of the Ford F-350. Exhibit TT, Wade Ford invoice. The Hilton Hotels and Receipts Hotel folio number 71114A was provided to the state by Sonya Durham, independent of the search of the Ford F-350. Exhibit UU, Hilton Hotels folio. The notice for payment from Palmer Dodge was provided to police by Palmer Dodge, independent of the search of the Ford F-350. See Exhibit VV, Palmer Dodge documents, the receipt from Precinct 1 Auto Sales, copy of the check from Wade Ford, and Atlanta Fine Cars contract have not been obtained independent of the search of the Ford F-350, but readily could be. And the state would request that the court allow it the opportunity to do so if the court is inclined to suppress those items. Finally, the black iPhone found on the defendant's person, as well as any vehicle keys or other items found on his person, are not subject to suppression because they were located during a lawful search of the defendant's person, incident to arrest, and were not from the search of the Ford F-350. I don't see where he had the lease in the vehicle, y'all. I know someone commented that the lease for 980 Pine Grove Road was found on Nesto, but I don't see that in this document. The premises is to be occupied strictly as a residential dwelling with the following individuals in addition to the tenant: Ernesto Williams, Shirley Sheridan Strawberry, Sheridan Jewel Strawberry, 2 minor kids, 7 and 12. I don't even think that's their age. That's not their ages. 5 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms. And this is the document with the fake attorney letterhead that Erica sent to Mark and Elena Kroll, telling them they can't be coming on their own freaking property. Oh, gutsy Erica. All right, and lastly, here is the body cam for Nesto's arrest and the arrest story that he told Sonya. And I'm going to sign off, y'all. Drop down in the comments to let me know what else y'all want to talk about or look at. Let me know what y'all think about Sonya's willful ignorance regarding how Roswell took this case all the way to a RICO. I will be here for another 10 minutes. Please hype, like, share, and subscribe. Thank y'all for all the super chats, super stickers, and cash apps. Shout out to all my members. Thank you for supporting the channel and being channel sponsors. I appreciate everything y'all do. The link is in the description box and also on my community wall for Shontail Hocker's book, Reset, Secured by Christ. Please support this new author. She had the unfortunate dealings with Ernesto and he stole her money. She is a friend to my channel, so please support this new author.
How are you doing today, sir? Good. Mr. Williams. How are you doing? Can you go ahead and turn around for me, sir? You're under arrest. There's a warrant for your arrest. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Brother 1-1 custody. That's okay. I need to. Sorry. I'm trying to fix it for you. Okay, can I fix it for you? Okay.
Oh. Y'all are looking at a hobosexual right now. A hobosexual. Tell me he got it on film. I mean, what did you record? Them walking up to you? You can't record no more. What is the recording going to show? The ground?
Can you turn your hand up? Can you turn your hand this way for me? Twist your arms so your palms are facing. There you go. Thank you. It is. I know who you are. You're Ernest Williams. Okay. And that's just like that. I know exactly who you are. And there's a warrant for you out of Roswell. There's a warrant for you out of South Fulton. Yes, sir.
I know I got one in Henry County. I know I got one out in California. But Roswell, and he knew he had one in South Fulton too, but he said South Fulton to cover up for him acting like he's surprised about Roswell. And he probably was shocked about Roswell, but he didn't want it to seem as though he knew he had stuff elsewhere, so he added South Fulton on there too.
Just not. Turn around for me.
Pointy elbows.
Can you grab the belt for me? Okay, we'll definitely do that. We're going to stop by the station first, okay?
Crook.
Do you have where your keys at? Do you have the keys, Ivan? Okay. Yes, I know it's an active one. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's our warrant. We have one out of Roswell for you. It's an active warrant out of Roswell. For theft by deception. Okay? Yes, sir.
It's just so tickled because he was scared. He was scared because he was like, dang, how did they get me? Nesto didn't know he was going to get his last breath of fresh air as a free man when he got put in that back seat. He trying to get it straight. Nesto, it's too late. They already got your handcuffed, boo-boo. You know you got warrants. You know you do. They got you.
They impounded?
Listen, when they locked me up, they took me
The truck was where?
The truck was at a paint store.
Okay.
Yeah, they caught me up, threw me on the ground, handcuffed me, took me to the police department, and they said, we're going to go get your truck. I said, all right. I ain't thinking of it. Okay, go get it. If you're going to go get it. So they went and got it, bring it back. Oh, we're going to sit here, this and that. I said, okay. And they said, I need to get my wife, and I need to get my lawyer telephone number out the phone. If you read that on that warrant.
I read it. It says that you said that Erica was the attorney.
There you go.
Yeah. Because for some reason she had you thinking she was an attorney.
There you go.
She wasn't.
Right. Okay. So I ain't doing no lying now. I'm keeping it 1,000.
Right, because you honestly thought that girl was an attorney.
Nesto, you not that stupid, Nesto.
She was a criminal.
You stupid, but you not that stupid.
You can know somebody for 20 years, but barely see them. Like, I could have met you 20 years ago and saw you twice, 4 times, and say, I've known for 20 years. That doesn't mean I saw you every day or every month in those 20 years. It just means I met him in 1990, and today is 2010, you know? So that's me knowing him for 20 years, not necessarily being involved with him throughout those 20 years. But that's how she made it seem to state that she known you for 20 years, but she worked for you for 5, is what she tried to say. But, you know, it's the court. You gotta go to trial with that, and I would go to trial on that and squash what she's trying to say.
Right, so
she's painting a relationship differently, as if to me reading it sounded like you would know better, which that doesn't make sense because if I got money, any amount, a little money, whatever, if I gotta go to court, I'm not bringing no fake ass person to court. That's a little bold.
Thank you.
Ain't nobody going to court with no fake ass attorney. I don't know nobody that does that in their right mind that would go to court with a fake ass attorney ever. And as many times as you had to go to court,
and they were beating them. As you can see that. I don't know if you can see that part or not, but I saw it.
No, I don't see that she was winning, but you know, she told you she was an attorney.
And guess what?
Who don't question?
Even the judge said it. Because the judge looked for her barcode and everything.
So she stole somebody's identity.
What, Nesto?
Right.
And the rest is history, y'all. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And hit the notification button so you don't miss any of my videos.